Happy holidays. I'm Amanda, and welcome back to my Sims YouTube channel for another episode of the next Father Winter. In the last episode, we went through and did the intros to all the toddlers and the first challenge. Today, we're going to start the second challenge. This one is a little bit different with the toddlers. Each Sim toddler will get to open 5 presents. I will then take a total of all of the costs associated to those presents, and that will be their score for this round. Now, the goal is just to get the highest score. So the lowest scores will then be eliminated. So a lot of this challenge, you're going to see them opening a bunch of presents, and I'm hoping to be able to put the scores up on a regular intervals. For every 5 or 6 Sims here, I'm going to go ahead and put up the scores so we can kind of see where everybody lands. So in this episode, there's going to be probably be a little shorter than others because I'm expecting that a lot of it they'll just be opening presents. So it'll be the same. But anyway, I created a little Christmassy kind of theme for each one of them has a large group of presents here. So it's very generic for each one of them. They start out with the exact same thing so that there's no concern that, one gets whatever presents are left. Everybody gets a brand new set of presents that they can access and take 5 presents from. So we'll start out with the first 5. I have my first 7 toddlers in here that I'm going to just use that are under the Father Winter to start with there, but they each have their own little room and space. So we're going to start with, let's see. First on my list here is Angel Topper. So I think we're going to start with her. So I have also taken off the cooldown. I have a mod installed that'll allow me to stop the cooldown so we don't have to wait for presents to be opened. She can open them one right after another. Oh, Angel had $325 worth of items in her inventory plus a TV. So she had, which is $275. So we are looking at a grand total of 600 points for Angel. So that's a really good start. Let's go ahead and move on to our mischief maker over here, Little Frosty. Oh, he didn't like that one. Okay, so sweet little Frosty there. He has a grand total of 796 points. Okay, so Candy Cane is next in the group. Okay, so little Candy here, she got a grand total of 795 points, putting her kind of in, I think it's going to be around top to middle. So for right now, she's near the top, coming in right after Frosty at 796. Okay, so our next contestant is Little Chimney here. Okay, so cute little Chimney here. He managed to get 650 points. He really got a lot of smaller items, but he got 2 TVs in the end, the Penguin TV, so that did help bring his total up. The next toddler to play is Mistletoe. So Mistletoe ended up with a score of 615. She got a lot of smaller items, cute little items, but a lot of smaller toys and stuff. So not as big of a score, but okay. So after the first 5 toddlers have opened their presents, we have Frosty currently in the lead with 796, and then Angel currently at the bottom right now with 600 points. But there's not a lot of a gap between them quite yet. So it's still anybody's game. 796 may not be the top one, but that's for the first 5. So let's go ahead and continue with the next 5. First on the list at this point we're going to do is presents. Okay, so Prez, I did the calculations, and his presents got 495 worth of presents, so he currently is in our bottom. He got three lots of love bears, and they're not worth very much, so that didn't help him at all. But hopefully, there's still lots of other people to come after him, so he may not be our bottom forever. So let's see what happens with our next individual, which will be Pine Tree. So Pine Tree has completed with 771 points. Okay, so next up we have Fireplace, and she's going to open her presents now, and let's see what she gets. Okay, so Fireplace, she got 1,170 points. She ended up getting some really expensive items. Okay, so now we're moving on to Christmas. Christmas ended up with 1,035 points for her grand total. Okay, so last but not least in the group, we have little Jingle Bell. She isn't getting many presents that she likes, so hopefully she gets at least one good one. Oh, that looked good. She liked that one. So Jingle may not have liked all her presents, but she did manage to get a score of 1,175, which puts her currently in first place. Here's the first 10 toddlers in the order from like highest to lowest here. So currently right now Jingle is in the lead with 1,175 points, where Prez is in the very bottom with 495 points. So it's still anybody's game. There's still 13 more Sims to go, and we'll see what happens from there. Let's go on to the next 5. First one in is going to be little Snowflake here. Okay, so Snowflake has received 1,015 points for his score. He ended up getting like the a part of the train and a like a table, an activity table. So that really helped him a lot to get a high score. Next up is Eggnog, and he's opening his presents. Eggnog got a score of 493. He had a lot of smaller items, so I think that didn't help him too much. So I think that puts him near the bottom or in the bottom. I think it's bottom. I think that's the lowest score we've had so far. Next up, we have little Gingerbread here. She's opening some gifts now too. Let's see what she gets for a score. Don't ask me why she's wearing sunglasses. Okay, so little Gingerbread here, she got a total of 658 points. Oh, next up we have little Icy Blizzard here. She's not liking apparently her first gift there, but hopefully she gets a few others that she likes. Nope. Oh no. Oh. That one was better. Okay. Okay, so Icy, she got a total of 378 points, which is definitely the lowest one we have so far. She got a lot of like collectibles and then a couple other items, but they weren't very expensive items, like Barfly and a dollhouse. So like that didn't help her too much. Okay, now we're on to Winter Wonderland is opening some gifts and apparently did not like her first gift either. Winter, he got a score of 750, putting him in around the middle of the pack. With the 15 now completed out of our 24 contestants, this is what the scores look like right now. Jiggle is at the top with 1,175 points, followed closely behind by Fire. And at the very bottom, we have Icy with 378 points. And Eggnog is a little bit ahead of her. So we have 9 more toddlers to go ahead and test their luck on this. And so it's still really anybody's game. Okay, so we're on to Stalking here. He's opening some gifts. Okay, so Stalking has probably got the lowest score at this point. He may be the bottom of the pack at this point. He ended up getting 5 like items, like collectible items, mostly those characters, the My Sims characters, and so he only ended up with 315 points. So he is definitely now in our bottom. But you never know, it's still, again, I have 8 more Sims to go. Okay, so we're moving on to Slay. Here he is opening some presents, and he apparently did not like the first one. Okay, so Slay, his total was 495. He got mostly inexpensive items, but he seems happy, and he's not at the bottom, so that's all that matters. Next, we have North Pole, and he did not like that present, but I'm sure he'll get something he likes. Okay, so even though North did not like most of the items he received, he did manage to make 1,090 points, which puts him near the top. So he is definitely safe at this point. Okay, so now we're opening Star's gifts. Let's see how she does. Star's total was 1,305 points as she received 2 violins and 2 gnomes. So her price went up quite a bit just with those items she found in her inventory. So she ended up with a pretty high score. I think at this point that's the highest score we have. Yes, that's the highest score we've seen so far. So let's see if anybody can compete with her. But she's definitely safe until next round. It's Ornament's turn to open some gifts, and let's see how he does. I kind of rooted for him in the last game. He was one of my favorites. He's still one of my favorites, so let's hope, cross my fingers, he gets a good score, because I already lost Rudolph. But if not, I'll find other favorites, I'm sure. Okay, so Ornament here, he has now officially gotten the highest score. He got 1,315 points. He ended up getting 2 art tables, a TV, like a penguin TV, and 2 gnomes. So he did really well. He lucked out very much on what he got. And yeah, so we're now we're at 20. So let's take another look at the stats and see where everybody is. So looking at the scores now, we have Orr in the lead, followed by Star, and at the bottom we have Stocks, who has a score of 315. So we have 4 more still to test their luck and see what scores they get. Holly is next to open presents, and she really didn't like that one. Or that one. Okay, sweet little Holly here. She ended up getting a lot of little items and then just a couple of um, lots of love there. So she didn't really get a really high score. She only managed to get 310 points, which puts her near or at the bottom of the list. I think she's below Stockings. Yeah, she's below Stockings by 5 points. So she may be our eliminated toddler. Let's wait and find out. Now we're opening presents with lots of presents. He really liked that one. As you can see on the screen, he got all items in his inventory, a lot of hodler books, so his score did not come very high with only 240 points, putting him in last place. It looks like little lots of presents is likely to be eliminated unless something happens with the last two that we have. Now we're looking at Rain. She's gonna start opening her presents now. Let's see what she gets. Okay, so Rain got a total score of 1,055 points, putting her near the top but not quite at the top. Not bad. Okay, last but not least is Jack Frost here. See how he does. Okay, so Jack Frost's total score is 845 points, so that puts him somewhere slightly in the middle. Okay, so Father Winters calculated up all the scores, and let's look at the final totals. So it puts or at the beginning with the highest amount of points at 1315, and lots of at the very bottom with 240 points. So he will be eliminated in this challenge. I hope you enjoyed watching the second episode of the next Father Winter. We'll see you in the next video. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.